Hi YouTube, Runa here. Okay, as promised in my last video, I wanted to do a quick life update. Where the hell have I been? Why have I been quiet? And everything else. So, I mentioned this briefly before on my Facebook page and stuff, but my family has been going through a lot of stuff lately. My grandfather is coming to the end, and he's been in and out of the hospital, and we've been trying to be there for him, as well as my grandmother. They've been married, I want to say 63 years, and they're in home now, and it's been hectic. And with that, I've been back and forth and trying to help as much as I can. And as well, a lot of mental health issues for me have come up, and me trying to get my head back on straight and continue to feel motivated. Eating a croissant. Chocolate croissants are amazing, by the way. Anyway, trying to continue to feel motivated for things. I love doing this. I love this channel. And I'm happy I've never put myself on an upload schedule because I don't think I'd ever be able to stick to it. And I like the freedom that comes with it. A lot of developments have happened spiritually, and I have a lot of things coming for me. Big path workings coming up for the next couple of years, actually. And I'm looking forward to all of those. I've also been looking forward to making changes in my life and trying to find different avenues of more steady income, better work, and I'd like to start driving, actually. No, I do not drive, actually. That is something that I'm not happy to say that, but I don't drive at the moment, and it's due to anxiety problems, and it's really limiting. So you should drive if you don't drive. I'm hoping to change that in the next coming year, because it's really, really limiting and weighs on your mental health and everything else, and that's not all, but it's pain. So basically, I've been trying to sort myself out. I'm in therapy, and I've been doing this thing on BetterHelp, if you've ever seen that, actually advertised. I know they have, I think they have TV advertisements, so they have all sorts of advertisements online. Like, I found it on Facebook first, and I've seen them on YouTube videos and stuff like that. But it's worth it. 60 a week is what you'll look at. It doesn't take insurance, but it's paid subscription, and you pay by the month, so they'll bill you, and you can get discounts for things if you need financial aid and things. That they will drop your price a little bit, and you can reapply for it every time it's up, which has been really nice. And I've got a good counselor on there. They have good people on there. So if you're looking for any kind of help, or anyone to help you sort through the issues that you can't on your own, or you need a human opinion aside from spirit, because there is no shame in your game if you need to go see a therapist for your stuff. If you're a spiritualist, I am a firm believer in therapy, and my first aspiration for a career was to become a therapist, and I still would love to do it. It takes a lot of money to go to a lot of schooling, though. And as an empath, that can be quite hard to do, since it just sticks to you sometimes, and you'd end up taking it home if you don't have that under control. And sometimes I can get off the wall a little with my energy, and things stick to me, and I wouldn't want to take everybody's shit home with me. As much as I enjoy helping people and enjoy listening, and I try to listen whenever I can, I have to think about me first. I can't pour from an empty cup, essentially. And so there's no shame in your game if you need that, especially for those of you on the dark side of things. It can get real heavy over here, really, really heavy. And it can become too much. I know this for a fact. This is why there's so many warning labels on doing this stuff, and why there is a lot of people that are like, no kids, no one under 18. Do this. Do not do this, please. That's debatable. And I have a video on my very roundabout feelings on that topic. Kids in general, I don't think should really be taking on heavy work like this. In spiritualism and working with demons, I feel like it's kind of a recipe for disaster if you don't know what you're doing. It's definitely not really the place where you should start if you're that young and you haven't done a ton of research and everything else. But I can't say you shouldn't start there because, well, the first really big spiritual thing I did besides working with myself and being a witch basically with no deities for about a year or so, that demons was my next step, and I've never looked back. I never will regret it either, but it gets heavy. It can get really heavy. And for a while I was doing fine without therapy, and it was good, but I have a lot of trauma to sort through from my past. And like I said in my last video, I reiterated that I'm a survivor of assault and abusive relationships and things of that nature, and yet stuff will weigh on you. And I've taken a very forward approach in working through my spirituality and everything else to help sort that out, and that has been helpful. But for some of the things that have come up, they get really heavy to bear at once, and having a second opinion, an unbiased opinion, when you could find the right therapist, has been really, really helpful. So anyone who tells you that you should not go to therapy, they don't know what they're doing, or if you're a spiritualist, you should only talk to the spirits, you do what feels right for you. Don't just take one person's opinion on it. I'm not going to tell you to go to therapy if you don't believe in it, because then it won't work for you. You'll waste time, money, and all sorts of shit. I will say you should keep your spirits clued in, keep them close. Don't try to isolate from them. If you have some very close relationships with deities or spirits that you work with, don't isolate yourself from them when you're going through a hard time. It's not going to solve anything. Not all spirits are receptive to things like this, so use your common sense and work where you can, even if you're just working with things like your higher self or your immediate spirit guides or whoever. But having that spiritual backing is extremely powerful when it comes to this stuff. I mean, through the last couple years, I've had a lot of things happen to me. A lot of things happen to my family. I mean, we're going through another phase of death in my family right now. Since my grandfather is at his last stand here, pretty much. Last year, it was last. Am I? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, it was last year. Okay, like this is December. Happened in June of last year. Yes, okay. Since it's almost 2020, threw me off a little bit. Wow, it's almost 2020. All right. But last June, our family took a big hit when one of my cousins took his own life. And I had just started working with Belial then. I have a video on this topic too, but I had just started working with Belial then. And I had an evocation with him. I believe it was the day after that I found out that it happened. And I found out within about, I want to say within 16 hours of him doing it. And I was still in a very heavy state of grief, of course, because, my cousin just killed himself. And the next day, I'm not going to be over it. I'm still not over it. But I've made a lot more peace with it than before. But some spirits, even the ones you might not think will have your back on things, and someone as aggressive as Belial is, still made an effort to step forward and remind me that I'm not alone and I am strong. I am strong through this, and I will make it through this. I'm a soldier, I am a warrior, and don't forget that. And he didn't have to do that, but it really showed me a new side to him, and it solidified more to someone like me who has a tendency to back away, internalize, and isolate to deal with things by myself. I don't bury things as much. Bury, however you want to say it. I don't do that as much consciously. At least not for good. I'll put stuff off sometimes just because I've got a lot going on already. Trying to take baby steps, one step at a time. Don't bite off more than you can chew. But it's just, it's heavy. And it showed me that you can still get help from these kinds of things. And you can get help from these types of beings, that they do care. And you don't have to deal with things alone, is the big thing. Because I have a tendency to do that and want to deal with things alone. And it's a pride thing, I'll admit that. I won't lie about it. It's a pride thing. And it's not the best habit to do or to have. But it's there. And being able to rely on others has been a hard thing for me. Asking for help is a hard thing for me for these reasons. And they have shown me that, don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, just in my last video, I was just talking about how Lucifer took initiative and was like, okay, I'm going to do this for you right now. I'm going to set you up with this demon and you're going to fix this. We're going to do it now. Because, well, you go watch the video. I talk about it there. It's just kind of being stubborn, and I wasn't sure how to go about it. It wasn't more so me just, putting it off. I wasn't sure, but it was some putting it off. Oh, yeah, I'm transparent with you. We all do that, and when things get heavy, we have more of a chance of putting things off. But I guess this video just kind of turned into, advocation for asking for help, and I have stuff about this already, too, but this is really important, and it's kind of helping me get my thoughts out as well. So, thanks for listening to all this. But if you're going through stuff, don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether you're asking the spirits, or you're asking a counselor, or both, which I would prefer you did both. If I had to choose for you, I'd prefer you did both. As within, so without, and sometimes having something physical there, a physical person that's not going to judge you, it makes the world of a difference. Like this counselor that I have is amazing. And she has actually helped me to see things a little bit differently here and there, and helping me to look into myself, and introduced me to a different technique, which I can see as a whole new realm of shadow work for me, which I'm actually quite glad of this. And she is not judgmental on the idea of me being a witch, of working with things and being empathic and energy and things of that nature. She is not totally versed, but she is not judgmental, and she does not think I am a nut. But I'm going to say this here. Be careful what you tell counselors of your spiritual practice. You say you're covering yourself in blood and sacrificing chickens to demons and stuff here. You might get some weird looks, and I would hate for someone to try and call the white coats on you. Not everyone's receptive, okay? So, I only very recently started talking to her about stuff like this. So it's been time to build trust with us, with any kind of counselor. And don't be afraid to shop around either. If one doesn't work, try another one, and until you get a fit, because not everybody's perfect. And really, just like a regular doctor, not everybody that's in their profession belongs in that profession. And that's a whole rant in itself, I promise. So this is what's been going on, essentially. I've been low, I've been overwhelmed, and I've had a lot going on with family and all sorts of stuff. And this whole time period in the year itself is very heavy on a lot of people. I mean, it's the holidays, solstice and Christmas and stuff is coming up. And it's already the 7th, I want to say. Yes, it's already the 7th of January. Not January. Why am I saying January? Of December. And holy shit. Where did this year go? Where did the time go? And here it is. So there's a lot going on for a lot of people, a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and it's in the air. And I have no doubt that that is a part of this, and the frustration and everything else. And I wish you luck going through all of this. And maybe that's a video I need to make on going near family during this time and energy protection. I think I will do that next. All right, good. Another video idea. I have several, but yeah. Okay, I have talked your ear off about this long enough. I didn't mean for this to be this long, but as you can tell, I'm on a different device, so I haven't gotten cut off for the millionth fucking time. So I'm really liking this. I think this is like a 64 gig iPod Touch, and it's really nice. So, all right. Thank you for watching and sticking around. I appreciate this very much. And yes, so I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely afternoon, a lovely evening, and whenever you're watching this. And blessed be to you.